Hi guys. So there's this very sensitive and unfortunate situation that is happening across the world, and it's sad that we are still at this place where the numbers keep increasing and hasn't reduced, and that's the case of rape. And for those who refuse to understand what it is, rape is simply the sexual penetration of the anus, the vagina, or the mouth without the consent of the victim. I would also put in molestation. Molestation is simply sexual assault or abuse. And for example, it's like fondling of someone's breast or groping of someone's penis without their consent. Now, rape is such a disgusting act, and it really needs to be addressed. It really does. Because it has become a stigma in our society, a lot of victims cannot come out to report it, talk less of pressing charges on their predators. They just can't do it. And that stigma of had being raped or is so intense that people just shy away from it. And I want to focus on rape that is being done in households. For me, that is the most common one, because I mean, who's watching? And with rape in households, we have stupid fathers molesting their daughters. We have foolish mothers molesting their sons. And then we have useless house helps who are molesting people's children. And then we have husbands raping house help. Like, it's just a whole embarrassing and really, really disgusting act and behavior which is being done. And this is an open secret. Rape in households is an open secret because it's happening in people's homes when the doors are closed. So nobody knows about it and nobody speaks about it. And it's just, I don't know, it's gruesome. More light needs to be focused on this despicable act. In Africa, the rate for child abuse is the highest at 34%. And for example, in Nigeria, 24% of females between the ages of 18 to 24 have gone through some sort of sexual abuse, and only 3.5% has been reported to the police. And when you go down to South Africa, that is even a whole other ballgame. In South Africa, 41,000 plus women were raped between the years of 2018 and 2019. So imagine the number that were never recorded. And this just reminds me about a friend of mine, may her soul rest in perfect peace. Her name was Garabo Gwena. And when I met her in 2017, she's so beautiful. And I met her and she had a red eye, like you could see that blood was clogged in the eye. And I asked what had happened to her eye, and she said she had fallen, she had slipped and her head had hit the dressing table. And I mean, obviously your mind wouldn't go that far. I mean, I personally, for one, I have not experienced a victim of sexual abuse or rape, so my mind wouldn't have gone that far. And 3 months late down the line, I mean, they just pop up and said that she had passed away and she had been killed, and she was reported missing, and all of a sudden they found her remains, her burnt remains, buried somewhere. And they finally made an arrest on her boyfriend at the time, and glory be to God, he was given 32 years. And even though I feel like it wasn't enough, because I'm sure he's going to end up doing half of the time, which is about 16 years, I felt like it was just still joyous that he had gotten, he had been trialed and he had gotten what he deserved. Like 32 years isn't much for me personally for that kind of act, but at least he had gotten something. And may her soul rest in peace. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to gather the statistics in Ghana, and I'm still working on it, and I'm sure in the next topics to come, that will definitely, I would highlight it. Because another topic that I really want to focus on is child marriage. I mean, I don't know, the more I think about it, the more I feel like it's just so despicable. I also feel as if our communities and even our officials usually indirectly give reasons or support the act of rape. For example, if someone was raped, they'll say, "Oh, why did you go to why were you doing at his house at that time of the night? Or why did you wear a mini skirt or bum shorts? Like, I don't know, I don't know why you want to like, I don't know why you like, you cannot massage the act of rape. It's you cannot do that. That is just totally wrong. And people that do that tend to support the act of rape. That's how I see it. And we really need to create more aggressive awareness on this particular issue, especially this particular issue, because, and I would suggest we start from kindergarten in schools. And this is because when you look at the Western world, what they do is that kids know their rights from a very young age. And even though that they have its positive and negative sides, in the case of rape, there's nothing negative about it, because what happens is that when there's some sort of child abuse and they get to school, they eventually end up telling somebody, like their teacher or something, and the right measures have been put in place to act upon. So I feel like we need to get that done here. Whereas from kindergarten, a child needs to know. Parents need to tell their children, and should even be told in school, when someone touches you this way or that way, report. You need to tell somebody, tell a teacher or tell a parent. Let it sink into the kids' heads, so when they're growing up, they know what is wrong and what is right, at least for selfish reasons. And another one would be, I would suggest that, our official agencies like the Ministry of Gender, DOVSU, and even non-governmental organizations. I feel like non-governmental organizations are really doing so well to create awareness, and not only that, but to help rape victims. But whereas the ministry and DOVSU, they can do 600 times better. They can, because I really don't know the structures that have been put in place, but we're looking at psychological evaluation. So many people end up reporting to DOVSU, and DOVSU will probably tell you that they didn't come back. No, you see, these kind of situations is so psychological that if they are not taken care of the right way, you're obviously not going to get results. And as I said, it's already a stigma in our communities, especially the rural areas. So how about you there's so much DOVSU and the ministry can do, and I feel like more light needs to be focused on it, and they really need to take this as a serious situation. I mean, and another one is why husbands or wives who have spouses that have been raping them or have raped them before, and unless you enjoy it, you really need to do right by yourself. That's all I can tell you. Unless you enjoy it, you have to do right by yourself before anyone else. And this is another one that actually creeps me out. At times, you have uncles that have probably raped or touched their nieces, and the parents of this little girl or boy would say it's a family secret, and they would keep it in the house. Maybe they probably wouldn't be as close to the uncle anymore and stuff, but it sticks in the house, it stays in the house. That is so wrong, and you need to do better. Parents really need to do better. I mean, that is wrong. And let me tell you something. If you're a mother or you're a father and there's a rape victim in your house and you have kept quiet about it, well done. You have succeeded in destroying someone's future, and you deserve a place in hell. Most importantly, we really need to look at the psychological damage that rape has caused millions of people across the world, because there are so many people that want to speak out or want to talk about their experience, but they need people to talk to all the rape victims out there. You are beautiful, and you are unique. And you deserve all the love and good things you wish for yourself. And as much as there are demons on this earth, there are angels on this earth who are ready to love you for who you are. Thank you guys so much for being with me throughout this particular topic, and have a good day.